Every pool service business operator loses customers. That's just part of the business. But there's a big difference between losing a customer because it was the right call and losing because you dropped the ball. Here's what most operators get wrong. They treat all cancellations the same. They either panic over every single one or bend over backwards trying to save accounts that were never worth saving. Or they get defensive and chalk up every cancellation to the customer being difficult. Neither of these is the right response. The truth behind all of this is there are really 4 reasons why pool customers cancel. Each one requires a completely different reaction and knowing which one you're dealing with in the moment. Responding correctly to these situations is one of the most valuable skills you can build as an operator. Now at Tiger Shark, I tracked churn pretty closely. And when I got serious about understanding why customers were actually leaving and fixed the things that were within our control, our retention improved significantly. Not because we were lucky, because we got intentional. I'm Gianluca, welcome to the Splash Lab, now let's get into it. Reason number 1 is always gonna be price. Let's start with the most common one. A customer calls and says they found someone cheaper, or they ask you to lower your rate and you hold your ground. Or they just end up canceling without explaining why, but you already know the reason as to what it was. Here's my take on this one. Let them go. I know that sounds counterintuitive, especially when you're building your route and every account feels like it matters, but a customer who leaves over price was always the price customer. They weren't loyal to your service, they were there tolerating your rate until a cheaper option came along. And that cheaper option was always coming. It was just a matter of time. If you end up being the guy that lowers your rate to keep them, you've done 2 things. You've taught them that your prices are always negotiable, and you've taken a margin hit on an account that is still a flight risk. Because the next time someone undercuts you, they're gone again. That is not a win. That is a slow bleed in this business. Now, there are instances in which it did make sense for us to lower the rate. For example, if we had a good customer on a fixed income calling in stating financial troubles and saving her another $10 a month would keep her happy, so be it. We were happy to help. In most instances though, hold your rate, wish them well, and put that energy into finding a customer who values what you actually deliver. Because here's the thing that nobody tells you. Losing a price customer creates a slot on your route for a valuable customer. The accounts that stick around for years are not the ones who called 3 companies looking for the lowest rate. They're the ones who called once, liked what they heard, and never thought about it again. Go find more of these customers. Now, reason number 2, and this is a big one, you just messed up. Now here's the one that requires some honesty and accountability. Personally, we made a ton of mistakes at Tiger Shark, a lot of them. We missed services, pools were left cloudy, we forgot to close gates, we had follow-ups that never happened. I don't care how good you think your operation is, if you're running any kind of volume, you are going to mess up. You're going to upset people, it is inevitable. Now the mistake is never really the problem, it's how you handle it afterwards. That's what determines whether you keep that customer or you're gonna lose them. Here's what I see most operators do when something goes wrong. They get defensive, they make excuses, they tell the customer about everything else that was going on that week. And that customer who called because they were upset about their pool stops listening the moment you start explaining yourself. Because they don't care about your week, they care about their pool. So here's the framework we used. When you mess up, and you will, there are 3 steps. Own it immediately. No excuses, no deflection, no minimizing. Just a direct acknowledgement of what happened and a genuine apology. Second, fix it. Show up, do the work, go above and beyond on the next 2 to 3 visits. Make that customer feel like they're a priority right now, because right now they need to feel like one. Third and finally, follow up with the customer after. Send them a message, check in, make sure they saw the difference. Most customers are not looking for perfection, they're looking for accountability. If you mess up, handle it with professionalism and urgency. A significant number of those customers will stay around. And a lot of them are actually going to respect you more for it than if nothing had ever gone wrong in the first place. The ones who still cancel after you've done everything right, at least you gave it your best shot, that's all you can do. But the ones who leave because you got defensive and made excuses, those are the ones that sting because those were actually winnable. Reason number 3 here is the customer just genuinely feels invisible. Here's a reason customers cancel that most operators never see coming. And it's one of the most preventable ones on the list. They just feel invisible. I mean, think about what the customer experience actually looks like from their side. They signed up, you showed up. You've been coming every week for months, maybe a year, maybe 2. But nobody ever calls, nobody ever sends a message unless there's a problem. They have no idea what actually happens at their pool during a visit. They couldn't tell you the last time someone from your company reached out proactively about anything. Then one day they realize they don't feel like a customer. They feel like a stop on your route, and that feeling, once it sets in, is hard for them to shake. Now at Tiger Shark, we learned this the hard way early on, and we fixed it. When we got serious about layering proactive communication at every touch point, our churn numbers dropped noticeably. Not because we got better at doing the work at the pools. We were already doing good work. It's because the customers finally knew we were doing good work and that we cared enough to communicate with them. Now here's what that actually looks like in practice. After every single service visit, the customer got an automated summary. We outlined what we did, what their water chemistry was, what we used in terms of chemicals, and provided a handful of photos to support our visit that day. This way, they never had to wonder what happened out there. It happened and they knew about it. When we spotted an equipment issue or a chemical problem before the customer even noticed, we reached out first, proactively, before the pool turned green, before they called us frustrated. We flagged it, explained what we found, and told them what we were doing to fix it. That one habit alone, being the one who calls first, changed how customers perceived us completely. And two-way SMS meant that when a customer had a question or concern, they weren't leaving a voicemail and hoping someone called back. They could text us directly and get a real response right out of our software. That kind of accessibility builds trust in a way that nothing else really replicates. And this is exactly what we do at Splash. Automated post-visit summaries, proactive issue alerts, two-way SMS, all running through one platform built specifically for pool service business. Now, if you're the guy that's still managing customer communication through personal text threads and phone calls, you are working way harder than you need to, and your customers are feeling it. Go check it out, book a free demo. The link is going to be in the description. This is the single biggest lever most operators have available to them right now to reduce churn, and most of them aren't even pulling it. And then there's the fourth reason customers cancel. And this one hits different because honestly, it's not really a problem. Some customers just cancel because they were always going to be difficult, and no amount of good service was ever going to be enough for them. If you've been around long enough, you know the type. The one who complains every week about something different, the one who compares you unfavorably to their last pool guy, who they also fired, the one who texts them at 9 p.m. on a Friday about a minor chemical reading, the one who treats your tech like a servant and makes your team dread that stop on the route. When that customer cancels, the right response is just relief. Not panic, not a desperate attempt to retain them, not matching whatever price they found on the street, because that customer was never going to be a long-term account. They were going to cancel eventually. The only question was when. And every week you kept them was a week your team absorbed that bad energy. A week that time and attention went to an account that was never going to appreciate it. There are customers who will take their complaints and their $130 a month and find the next operator down the street. And that is perfectly fine. That slot on your route is now open for customers who actually value what you do. You absolutely cannot build a great pool service business by trying to please everyone. You build it by delivering excellent service to customers who value excellent service. Full stop. So having said all of this, the question becomes, how do you effectively reduce churn? Now here's the short version. You communicate proactively at every touch point. Customers know what happened at every visit. They hear from you, and there's not an issue before they notice it themselves. And when they need to reach you, they can, easily without having to chase you down. You show up on schedule consistently because in this business, consistency is the product. It's not just clear water, it's reliability. If your schedule needs to change, the customer hear about it from you before they even have to ask. When something goes wrong on your end, you own it immediately and you fix it fast. No excuses, no delays, no hoping the customer just doesn't notice. They will notice. The question is whether they hear from you first. When a customer raises a concern, you actually listen to them. Not to defend yourself, not to explain why they're wrong, but just to understand what they're experiencing. Most customers who feel genuinely heard aren't going to cancel on you. Customers who feel dismissed almost always do. And lastly, you become selective about who you take on in the first place. The single best way to reduce your churn is not to acquire the wrong accounts to begin with. Price shoppers, cancel. High maintenance accounts, cancel. Customers who aren't a fit from day one are just delayed cancellation. Qualify these people before you commit to servicing their pool. Build a full route full of the right customers, communicate consistently, deliver reliably. Own your mistakes. That's a low churn pool business. And it is completely buildable, it just has to be intentional. The bottom line here is that not all cancellations are created equal. Some you fight hard for to win back, some you own completely and fix, and some you let walk out the door with a clear, consistent, genuine sense of relief. The customers worth keeping are the ones who value what you do, the ones who pay you on time, communicate like adults, and treat your team with respect. Those are the ones you go above and beyond for. Everyone else, that was never your customer, and that's okay. It's just as important to learn when to let them go. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. If you found it at all helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more weekly content on running a killer pool service business. We'll see you in the next one.